Hey guys, welcome back to Phil Plays TCG. Today, we are diving into the marketplace of the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World card game and kind of looking at what prices are right now because it's changed quite a bit in the last few weeks. So let's go over that. First and foremost, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We are so close to 1,700 subs, and I would really appreciate any and all support, especially if you do like Dragon Ball Fusion World content, Dragon Ball Masters content, One Piece, card games. We like card games here. So, typical YouTube stuff out of the way. Let's talk about pricing here. So, as you can see, first and foremost, prices have severely dropped. That is the big thing with this video is going to show is that prices for the game, for the most part, have gone to where you would expect them to be, and unfortunately less in other areas. So let me explain here. So looks like a case of Fusion World Set 1 Awakened Pulse. Typical market value looks to be, it says the market value is about 1,500, which is a little much in my opinion. But as you can see here, there are plenty of listings going for about $940 to starting at $1,000, a little more than that. Typically that's what you would expect for a standard case of Awakened Pulse. So honestly, that's probably even a little less than that, than a standard price of Awakened Pulse. Especially if you look at the case for a Blazing Aura, which is well below that, being about $760. Market value is about $1,100, which, I mean, it's understandable that the first set is going to hold some market value because it is the first set of a card game. Look at One Piece, for example. The difference is that prices have significantly dropped for set 2. As you can see here, lots of listings below $800, typically around the $760 range. Wow, like the first page is literally just around $760. And that could, as you can see here, holy crap, this tanked. A case was around $1,900, which is insane. As you can see here, as the days have gone by, it has continued to drop to eventually where we are now, sitting at where its market value is. But to be honest with you, this is an incredible steal for a case. Now, unfortunately, I don't see a reason to buy a case of this game anymore. Well, sorry, this set anymore, because the prices don't justify it, in my opinion. And we will go over that just here in a second. Let's talk about the God Rares here, because we do see our two God Rares. The God Rare of set 1, Son Goku. Oh, sorry, it's a little early here. Let's see here. Its market value is a little under 1,200, which, I mean, it's a God Rare. It's a very difficult card to get. But there are listings for about $700. As you can see here on the $720 range, $750 as they continue to go up. This card, at its peak, was around $1,300, and as you can see here in the graph, it has continued to go down. The card is rare, absolutely. It's not a playable Secret Rare, really, anymore. I don't really know anybody who would play the God Rare, but, some people like to flex. But yeah, it certainly has dropped about half in value. Same thing with the Vegito Secret Rare from set 2. As you can see here, listings start at as low as $744, with its market price value being $909. It does make sense that the first set's God Rare is going to hold more value because it's the first God Rare. This one is a much more playable Secret Rare, mind you. But as you can see here, its peak... Oh, wow. Oh, I swear this thing had a lot higher value, but as you can see here, it started at about $1,000, and it's continued to go down ever since. Recent sellings for about $775. So yeah, this, I mean, when this set first released, this was like $1,500, $1,700 card. I don't feel like people pulled this one as frequent as the set 1 Secret Rare, or sorry, God Rare, because I haven't seen a lot of postings of this rare, but of this card, I mean. But yeah, the God Rares have kind of dropped about 50% in value, around the $700 range. So if you are looking to pick up a God Rare, I honestly feel like this is going to be a good time to do so. I can't see them getting that much cheaper. Maybe high 600s, But like, if you're just wanting to get one for your collection, this is going to be a good time to do so. And then, of course, we have the two the two championship cards that were given out during celebrations when the set first released. I have mine, if I don't want to make the, to have the glare show up. I love these cards. I'm so happy that I was able to win these and have them on display. These have, unfortunately, dropped significantly in value. These used to be around like $300 a piece. Maybe Vegeta was at like the high 200s. But as you can see, they have dropped in value. I still believe these are collector pieces. These are the two first gold cards that were released for this game. I want to say they will hold value and might even go up in value later on. Because once, like I said, celebrations are done. They did see a bit of a spike in rarity, though. They went up to a little over $200, as you can tell by the graph here. I think for a while this card went back up to like 300, but has since dropped down because not really a playable card. It's just more of a collector's piece. Same thing with the Vegeta. I do see people still selling these cards though for around $250 together, which is a huge deal. Being, this card's about $190 at the lowest and $180 at its lowest. You're looking at like $370 if I'm doing my math right. Crazy good deal. As you see here, we got the Raging Roar booster box for set 3, already starting at about $150. A little more than I would be willing to spend on a box. I typically only buy boxes for about 100 to 110, 130 if I'm desperate, but I'm not trying to be desperate anymore when it comes to this card game. We have the Vegeta starter decks here, but let's talk about the thing that a lot of people love about this game, and that is the alt art leaders. Actually, before we hop into the alt art leaders, this is the top 64 Vegeta, I think. No, I'm sorry. This might be the top 32. I can't remember which one it is. Either top 32 or top 64 that you got at the this year's regionals. And I unfortunately was not able to get this card. I got 74th at my regional, so I was not able to get one. But typically these are selling for about $200 online. Looks like this listing is about $175, market value being $105. Okay. So as you can see here, there are a lot of bigger listings here, but typically it looks like the only listed selling was yesterday for $105. So that probably is what set it off. Set the market price there, but I don't really know if I would pay. I think it's fair. $175, $150. I think is fair for a top 64 card. It's really cool looking. I wish I would have gotten one to add to my winners wall, but maybe next time, But yes, the alt art leaders. As you can see, number one, Top Coup, who was like the number one, like the most expensive alt art leader, has dropped significantly in price. Market price for this guy was $133, but there are listings as cheap as $68.90. As you can see by the chart here, holy schmoly, he was down to $148. He dropped a little bit, but as you can see here, he has continued on this downward spiral. As you can see here, listings are, it's not just a one of, it is a lot of listings are in the $70 range. This card has dropped about half its value. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that this leader is possibly on the chopping block. I do not believe they're going to ban a leader per se, but they are certainly going to have to nerf it. And like, nobody likes this leader unless you're playing it. This leader is way too powerful. It has access to way too good of cards. And I think it is justified that it is going to get a hit of some kind, whether it's an errata, which I don't think it will. I don't see it being banned. I just think the cards that it's going to be using are going to be hit. But yeah, people are, I think, trying to get rid of this leader because they believe it is going to be banned or it's going to suffer in the meta after the nerf to it. So if you are looking to pick up a God Coup, this might be a good opportunity for you. I personally have heard rumors, and I've heard from my inside sources, this leader is not going to be banned. I have a couple sources that have told me like what the ban list is going to be. I can't specify what it is because I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't want myself to get in trouble. But God Coup, Top Coup is not going to be banned. So I think this is a good time to pick up the leader because it is still going to be a threat later down the line. And if you like this leader, I love this leader. I love the artwork. I love God Coup. Like Super Saiyan God is one of my favorite forms. I own this card because I pulled it twice. It's a good time to pick it up. Now, Gohan. Gohan is actually, statistically, the most expensive alt art leader in the game right now. He still has listings as low as $90, with its market price being $134. As you can see here, he has dropped down. This card was almost $200, in fact, over $200 at one point, but it is on its slow decline. Green isn't very popular in this meta, but once the nerf to Top Coup happens, green will see a resurgence. I stake my reputation on that. And this is a really cheap leader. So Gohan, I don't think he's the best green leader going into this new meta once Top Coup gets nerfed, but I think Gohan is very, very good still. And if you're looking to pick up this leader, I think now is a good time. Absolutely. I mean, $90, not bad. Next, we have, surprisingly, Yellow Vegeta is the next most expensive leader at $66. Yellow has kind of been like just hanging out in the background. I think Yellow will be really good though in upcoming sets, and I feel like this leader is just generically good, being able to restand 2 energy at the end of turn. So $66 for a alt art leader is awesome. I would definitely pick that up. Goku Black, same thing. He's been on the resurgence. He keeps getting support. Set 2 gave him a bunch of consistency support. I do think Goku Black will just continue to be good the more support he gets. For $48 as the lowest listing, that's insane. Cell, I think, is going to be the best green leader going into the format after Top Coup gets nerfed. Cell is disgusting. Being his ability and his access to Cell Games Arena is insane. So being able to pick up this card for about $65, as you can see here, he did skyrocket a bit, and then he is on his downward spiral, but I do think once the meta shifts, he is going to be more expensive because he is going to be really, really good. So if you are looking to play green, or specifically Cell, or if you just want to collect alt art leaders, I think now is a good time to buy. Especially when you look at other leaders in the format. Look at little Zamasu here, $56. Zamasu is one of the only decks that seems to be playable into Top Coup right now, but once green takes a hit, once green comes back in the format, blue is going to be on the back end. I think this Zamasu could go down in price a little bit, but I would hold off a little bit. I think just blue into green is just damn near impossible to win. So I would just wait on picking up Zamasu unless you just want to really get an alt art leader. $56 has been his going rate for a little while. The gold markers from the regional events are all holding an insane amount of value. Cell being like $70, Goku being 65, 65. Zamasu being about $58. And the Vegeta marker, I'll have to find it here, but the Vegeta marker last time I saw was ridiculously expensive. Here we go. Oh, never mind. Dropped down $47. But anyway, more going over the leaders here. As you can see here, a lot of the leaders are less than $50 to pick up an alt art. Beerus is one of the best leaders in the current format right now. You can pick one up for about $48. Trunks, one of my favorite leaders, $40 essentially to get one. Goku, U7 Goku, about $34 for an alt art. Androids, $36. Cooler, yeah, I know Cooler doesn't do anything that's meta right now. $19. I want to say pick this up if you're a fan of Cooler because, you know, I do believe this leader will see support later down the line, and this will be harder to get in the future. So for $20, why not pick one up? Now, that of course is not the cheapest leader. The cheapest leader is Captain Ginyu over here at $14 for a alt art leader. Oh wow, that's insane. Just wow. Some of the alt art secret rares going for like $41. The special attack cards going for like the lowest looks like to be Trunks at $29, because it is a very niche card. Kamehameha and Death Ball and Gigantic Meteor are all holding pretty good value because they're all still fairly usable. The gold cards that they released in the packs at regionals are still holding value pretty well. Specifically, like around at least $30. That's super cool. The alt art secret rares for set 1 are only $27 for Goku and $27 for Gohan. These really aren't playable anymore, but if you are a collector, this might be a great opportunity to pick those up. Tournament promos. Oh, here they go. The alt art leader the alt art secret rare for Frieza in set 2 is only almost $18. Jesus, it's not really playable. Not like Vegito going for like $41. But the main thing I'm going here is that right now it is a good time to hop into the game if you are looking to buy singles to build a deck of your choice. Right now the game is seeing a huge price drop because before the game had barely any product, and now that waves 2 are coming out of set 1 and 2, prices are starting to drop because the market is now flooded with product. As you can see here, set 1 booster boxes go for about $75, while set 2 booster boxes go excuse me, guys. Go for $67. This is actually, this is my own personal opinion. I love to see cheap product because it lets people get into the game easier. But the problem is, a lot of people will say there's no reason to buy boxes anymore. As you can see here, $68 is typically the price for this. If we go to Blazing Aura as a whole, and we just, go from prices high to low, box costs $68. You'll get 1 secret rare. So if you pull like the Vegito secret rare, boom, that's about a third of your buy-in price. You're also going to get 2 alt art cards, which if you look at some of the alt arts here, the highest one is Kefla and Vegito, and Cell, of course. If you pull 2 of these, just hypothetically, you pull 2 of these, that's another $28, so that puts you at $50. But then there's a lot of other alt art cards that unfortunately are not nearly that worth it. For example, if you were to go into buying a box and you're like, okay, cool, what's my first alt art? It's Gohan, who's worth $4. And then worst case scenario, oh, my other alt art card is Trunks, which is worth $3. So you've got $6 worth of alt arts. Combine that with you could also pull Frieza, which is only a $7 secret rare. Almost $8. So what I'm getting at right now is that I'm happy that the cards are so cheap now because it is easier to get into the game and buy the singles you need in order to build the decks you need. The problem is most retailers are still selling their boxes for anywhere from $90 to $110. My locals is selling their boxes for $110, and they've kind of gotten on me to help move product. The problem is I can't move product. I can't move it at that price. I can't help promote it at a price that is just way too inflated. Unfortunately, they got product way too late. They actually were posting it at 130, but eventually they did drop it to 110. But the problem is there's no combination of cards in here that is worth that price unless you pull gold, unless you pull one of the alternate art leaders. Even at that point, half your box is paid for by 1 card. You'd have to sell that card at a little bit of a discount, and then you're just left with a bunch of other stuff that you may not want. It's weird. The alt arts are going down to this Kefla here. This is the most expensive SR in the set, and that's about $3. Maybe Vegito. I think Vegito may have actually been a little more. Yeah, 4-drop. Here we go. 3-drop Vegito, $4. Cell, $1.50. Zamasu, $1.50. Bulma, an SR is worth 70 cents. 75 cents, 50 cents. Like, this is great for people who just want to buy singles. But there's no reason to buy boxes anymore for this set. And that sucks. That means that stores are going to be stuck with a bunch of product that can't sell because the cards in there can't seem to hold their value. And that just sucks, you know? People are going to say like, oh, this is why they needed to not overprint because now the cards are worthless. I don't believe overprint. They didn't overprint. They printed a incredibly short print run and now they're just restocking with more product. But the problem is a lot of people just dropped the game. A lot of people dropped the game and they were selling off all their stuff because they were not happy with the meta, you know, with Top Coup meta. They weren't happy with everything being so expensive or not being able to get product. So now there's a bunch of product coming out and nobody wants to buy it because they're like, I'm not doing this again. They did this with set 1, they did this with set 2, and they're worried that they're going to do with set 3. Which is really unfortunate because right now is such a good time to get into this game. Like if we look at Awakened Pulse too, all alt art cards in this set are like below $10 or around the $10 range. Like Goku Black, $11, Goku 10, Androids 8, Hit 8. It's an amazing time to get into this game. Like if you have no product at all, I would recommend going to buy a box. You know, for $80, that's if you have no product whatsoever, sure. Go in, buy a box, get your stuff if you just want to collect a lot of bulk. If you're going for a particular deck, then no, you would need to just buy singles. Because that's just the best value you're going to get. Right now, the only cards that seem to be holding their value in this game are the tournament cards and the alt art leaders and, of course, God Rares. Everything else just is going down in price. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in a weird spot. Half my teammates decided to quit the game after Peoria. They're selling off all their stuff because they're not having fun with the meta. They're not having fun against Top Coup, and they don't feel like they're getting rewarded enough for playing the game. When you have games like Digimon, One Piece, and even Lorcana now, giving out a lot of tournament product that's worth a lot of money. And unfortunately, a lot of people are playing this game solely for money. Like being able to win these. I get it. Winning high value cards is going to reward you. Absolutely. I get it. But it's just like, you hate to see a game you enjoy not doing so well, you know? But I don't want to make this any more of a rant video. As you can see here, like there are a decent number of like high value cards, but unfortunately in comparison to like, say, if we look over to One Piece, we go to their most recent set they just released, the EBO 1 box. So their God Rare, essentially the manga rare, is sitting around the same price as ours. The next most expensive card is $123. And then all their alternate art cards, including their secret right here, $39. Their alternate art cards, just for the most part, hold way more value. And this has been out for about a month and a half now. Because set 7 is about to come out. Like, there are some alt arts that are less than $10. You know, alt art leaders that are less than 15. But for the most part, like, you can crack a box of One Piece and for the most part make almost your money back. Boxes go for about $116 online. If we were to look at the previous set, which was, I believe, Wings of the Captain. Yeah, I think Wings of the Captain was the previous set. Yep. The Manga Zoro. As you can see here, there are cards that are still holding great value at over $100 or close to it. You have the alt art leaders that are almost $100. They're still doing well. Okay, then we're starting to see cards like Gecko Moria and Reiju around the same price. Hell, this Uda dropped to $20. Oh my god. What I'm getting at is that right now we are on a bit of a drop when it comes to this game. When it's value-wise. Things will pick up again once set 3 comes out, once we get the ban list. Prices will shake up, I think, at that point, but for now, I think it is a great time to buy singles if you're looking to complete sets of anything. You're looking to build a particular deck, singles is the way to go. But buying boxes, unfortunately, is just not the way. But alright, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out this Market Watch episode. Best way to phrase it. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,700 subs. We're so close, and eventually getting to 2,000 would be amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who has helped me get this far, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.